Jubbly. Oh. Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to perhaps the most luxurious caravan I have ever been in. Now you may well be wondering what on earth we're up to today. Well, it's quite simple. Whenever I review an electric vehicle, or a hybrid for that matter, in the comments there will always be questions about what happens when petrol cars aren't available from new anymore. I tow a caravan, what am I going to do? And I've always thought, one day I want to do a caravan towing EV video. And that day is today. Well, actually it's 2 days. So I'm here thanks to the guys and girls at Chichester Caravans who've been so helpful making this video happen, and also BMW UK. I have the biggest towing caravan I could get my hands on, and one of the most expensive and highest capacity towing electric vehicles you can get your hands on. And we're going to do a range test. But before that, I'm going to finish this coffee. And I've got to say, I could get used to this. So welcome to Chichester Caravans. It is a beautiful sunny day today. It's a little bit cold, which probably hasn't helped things. But what are we up to today? Today we're going to do a range test towing this. A 26-foot long, 1.6 ton twin axle caravan. Now when I wanted to set this video up, the first challenge I had actually was getting hold of a press car, a full electric press car with a tow hitch. And actually the only one I could find was this one. BMW UK kindly lent me this absolutely stunning iX M60, the top of the range iX. Now I know the iX has Marmite looks, but believe me, these things are sensational to drive. And this, I'll tell you more about it when we're going along, but headline figures, 619 horsepower, 1100 Newton meters of torque. Now it weighs 2.6 tons, but it will still do 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. And most importantly, it can tow up to 2.5 tons. So we've got plenty of capacity. And I know this isn't probably going to be everybody's go-to EV towing car, but it was the only one I could get hold of. So to compensate, what I've done is basically asked the guys here at Chichester Caravans for the biggest caravan they had. That thing is absolutely immense. So if you had a smaller EV, no doubt you would have maybe a single axle smaller caravan. So what we're up to today, we're going to take this car and we're going to drive it to the Beaulieu Motor Museum in the New Forest. It's just shy of 50 miles there. We're going to turn around and then come back, and that will be the range test with the EV with nothing connected to it. And then tomorrow we'll return with a fully charged battery. We'll hitch up the caravan and we'll do exactly the same journey, and we'll see what the difference is. I know it's not very scientific, but I'm really intrigued to see just how different the range and the efficiency of this EV is going to be when we're towing that massive thing. Next thing, let's jump in the car and head off to Beaulieu. Okay, let's do this. Now you may well notice that we've actually been joined by the petrol pup and the petrol pooch because they fancied a day out, to be honest. So I have plugged in National Motor Museum Beaulieu into Waze. Let me just, and it is, it's 40 miles. I thought it was a bit longer than that. I looked on Google Maps and that said it was 50. So the range test is a little bit shorter than it was going to be. And I've reset the trip meter so I can get miles per kilowatt hour and an accurate range, and we are currently on 95 miles of range. For my massively unscientific test, I'm going to go home tonight, fully charge the car, and then come back here the same route. So I should be tomorrow at 95% of range. So let us be on our way and get going to the National Motor Museum in Beaulieu. Does make a very funky noise, this car. So I've just come through Emsworth and there was actually some roadworks and we were really creepy slow traffic. So I'm going to have to come that way tomorrow so that I mimic the same journey, but every ounce of me just wanted to turn around and go round another way. So premise for the video, how I'm going to do it. So I charged the vehicle overnight. Now, even though this car has a WLTP range of 348 miles, on a full charge, it was only showing 250 miles, but then it was only 1 degree Celsius when I got in the car this morning. We've left Chichester Caravans with 95% of battery and about 250 miles of range. It's quite interesting, that range figure didn't change a great deal, and I think that's probably because this car's been driven to its maximum performance rather than its maximum efficiency. The way I'm going to approach the range test, I'm going to drive this car like I would do normally, so up to the national speed limit of 70 miles an hour. Whereas when it's towing the caravan tomorrow, the maximum speed you can do when you're towing a caravan is 60 miles an hour. So, but I'm going to drive this car up to 70 miles an hour because that's how you would drive it. I want to try and do like for like. And then the last thing, just to explain, because it's not the most scientific test, and I'm sure I'm going to get some grumbles and comments, why only 40 miles to the Bewley Motor Museum? Well, the original idea was I was going to drive to a really nice caravan park in the New Forest, but then found that they were all closed until March, and this was the only time I could get this car because it basically goes off fleet in a few weeks' time. So I know it's not a massive distance. I also didn't want to go too far because I've got no idea what that big caravan is going to do to the range of this car tomorrow. Absolutely no idea. So I thought 100 miles, that's about right. And also, just from a time point of view, even doing, it's an hour there, hour back with all the filming, that's still, actually, by the time you do all the filming, it's a stretch to get it all done in a day. And I've got lots and lots of things I need to get done this week. One last thing while we're driving, let's explain the journey data. I reset that at Chichester Caravans. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on the miles per kilowatt hour. Now this car, it's very big and very heavy, but it's also aerodynamically very efficient. It's got a drag coefficient of just 0.26. So won't have that when it's towing that massive caravan tomorrow. So it'll be interesting on this journey. I would want that miles per kilowatt hour figure to be up at least north of 3. So it's currently 2.4. It will also tell us the mileage we've done and how many kilowatt hours of battery we've consumed. So far we're running at 0.2 kilowatt hours of battery for this journey. This thing's so high tech, it's got so many cool gadgets and gizmos. I've set the adaptive cruise, but it has full on level 2 autonomous driving. Look, Ma, no hands. So it's basically keeping me in lane, it's steering for itself, it's keeping the gap between me and the car in front. It's just told me to put my hands back on the steering wheel. But yeah, it's for a long journey, super simple. So I've just set the cruise to 70 miles an hour, or whatever the car in front's doing, and let's just cruise along and see how we get on. So we're now off the motorway and literally over this cattle grid, ta-da, onto the New Forest. I gotta say though, these roads are quite narrow. I think driving the caravan down here tomorrow is going to be interesting. We're only 3 and a bit miles away from Bewley, but I must say, every time I come to the New Forest, it blows me away. It is so beautiful round here. And I guess if you were a caravanist, this would be the perfect place to come, because you'd be able to stop in one of the car parks and kind of, have a bit of a picnic in the back. There's loads of campsites. They're all shut until March, but it is a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. So yes, just a few minutes to go until we get to Bewley. And as if by magic, here we are at it's just so New Forest. There's just a random donkey in the middle of the road, look. Excellent. Oh dear. So, apparently there's a big car park up here that is nice and easy to access. I wanted to come to a destination where it wasn't going to be horrible and challenging to kind of turn round a massive, great big caravan. And hopefully this is the car park here that they were talking about. Ah, look at that, it's massive. Wicked. So let's just park up here and see where we are on the stats before we get the girls out for a bit of a leg stretch. So let's just put the car in park. So we've got 82% of battery left. So on that journey then, that was 40.6 miles. It's taken us just over or an hour and 7 minutes, 2.9 miles per kilowatt hour, and we've used 2.5 kilowatt hours of battery. Now, let me remind myself, this has the biggest battery of any car I've ever driven. It has a 116 kilowatt hour battery, so we've used hardly any of it. So let's, should we get the girls out and give them a leg stretch, and then we've got to turn around and go back. So here they are then, my filming partners for the day. Do we need to have a bit of a leg stretch? What are you shaking for? Right, so unclip you. No. Sit down. Alright, hold on. Whoa. Let me lift you out. Whoa. Come here. Me. Oh, let me lift you up. Oh, ready. Go. Go on, have a leg stretch. Go. Come on, this way. Come on. Yeah, it's a nice big car park to park a caravan in tomorrow. Okay, important things done. The girls have had a wee. You alright, should we go back again? They're like, what? Did we not get a nice big long walk? So I've put the Chichester Caravans in my... all the parking cameras on this are amazing. I'll show you the parking cameras that help you hitch the trailer tomorrow. But yes, let's head back. So we'll go back the way we came. Now on the way back to Chichester Caravans, I just want to drop into the services. Not that I need to charge, but I want to explore something. So I'm coming into Rownham Services, and I thought I need to do it in this car and with the van tomorrow to make the two journeys as similar as I can. So let's just go and have a look to see what the accessibility is like for the electric car charge stations here at the services. Now I've actually driven past them on purpose, because if you were filling up a petrol or diesel car with a caravan, you'd come to a petrol station like this, you'd pull in to one of the fuel pumps with your caravan hitched, you'd fill up and you'd be on your way. I'm not so sure that that is how it would be if you had a caravan. So let's see what happens tomorrow when we pull in and go and find the electric car charge points, because I don't think it's going to be the same. And that's another common thing that I get is, if you're towing with an EV, how do you charge it up? How much of a pain is it? How accessible are the charge points? So stay tuned for later on in the video, we'll find out, because I don't know. Quick route update. Instead of turning off the A27 and going through Emsworth where all the roadworks were, I've kept on the A27, and that will take me all the way up to Chichester, and then I have to kind of double back on myself. But that has added, I don't know, about 8 or so miles onto the journey, I think. Here we are, back safe and sound. Question is, how far have we gone? And what's the efficiency like? So 96.1 miles, we have 63% of the battery left. What's that? That's 32% used up. Miles per kilowatt hour, 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. So that's our target tomorrow. So what I need to do now is go home, get this on charge, get it back up to 100% of charge, and then we'll come back tomorrow, hook that caravan up, and do exactly the same route again. By the way, 195 miles of range left, but I'm not really going on the miles of range figure. It's too accurate. It's battery percentage for me. But 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, I am disappointed at that. I thought we could get more than 3, because I haven't really been driving it that hard. So day 2, the weather is not nearly as nice today. It's absolutely horrible. In fact, it's raining. It's a bit warmer though, but let me tell you a little bit more about the caravan that the guys here at Chichester Caravans have lent us today. because it's quite spectacular. Now this is a Swift Challenger SE Grande 650L. Basic stats is 26 feet long and it weighs 1,695 kilos and it can have a maximum laden weight of 1,805 kilos. It is empty though today. It has a really nice set of twin axle alloy wheels, which is always a good thing. Let me just show you very briefly in here and then we'll get on our way because it's super luxurious. Oh. You've got a nice family seating area where I shot the intro to the video yesterday. Now we basically unpacked everything and put it away so it's not going to move around. And then if you come this way, you've got a lovely kitchen, you've got a toilet, in there you've got a shower, and round the corner you've got a double bed. It's proper nice in here. But the bit that amazes me is this is just under £37,000. I thought it'd be way more than that. But the next thing we need to do is hitch it onto the back of the iX and get going to the New Forest. Now the Grande in the name of this caravan means it's the extra wide one. This caravan is 8 foot wide. So we've had to put these mirror extensions onto the iX so I can have some chance of actually seeing behind the van. But now let's come around the back. We've got a boot full of stuff, but if I push this magic button and we just look down here, with a bit of luck, there we go. So let's hitch the van. Right then. Let's make this iX 26 foot longer. Now, I've just been briefed on the caravan, and it's been a while since I've towed a trailer, to be fair, and it was a horse box, and it didn't have a huge amount of technology on it. So two things. This ball socket, where it goes onto the tow hitch, basically there's a mechanism in here to clamp the tow hitch and slow down if you do get any kind of snaking going on. That basically helps with that. Now, in the past, I've seen big kind of hydraulic rams and stuff connected to cars. You don't need any of that now. That's in there. I think it's called an AKS. And then it's got traction control. This green light here, basically the ATC system here, it's got a traction control system on the two axles. If you go past a truck and there's some wind or the caravan starts to move, the computer on the caravan will apply the brakes to slow that movement down so you don't get that horrible snaking. And anyone who's ever towed a trailer, who's ever had a trailer start to snake on them, it is the most terrifying thing ever. So with those two things, we should be well protected against that. But I just found that fascinating. I had no idea caravans had so much technology. So the other thing is, as soon as you've connected onto the back of this, the iX knows you've got a caravan on the back, and it actually asks you whether it's a caravan or a bike carrier because it changes the traction control and stability settings on the iX as well. So we are well protected. But let's get cracking. Now then, YouTube, you've probably been wondering who's holding the camera. Mr. Rick The Spud has joined me today.
I found this on the floor. Do you want this?
Yeah, no, it's all right, mate. He's doing a bit of filming, and also it's just useful to have someone with me with the trailer on the back, and he's very experienced at towing trailers as well. So, let's get on our way. Few stats to go through. 100% charge this morning gave us 280 miles, whereas yesterday it was only 250. I'm at 95% charge again because we've driven here. That's given me a predicted range of 275 miles, but that's not the important thing. Trailer type, maximum speed permitted. I'm going to put that at 60 because that is the maximum speed permitted.
What does it go up to?
Huh?
What does it go up to?
No. That's quite interesting that we've got to do that. And then I've reset the values for our journey. The last thing I need to do is just put our destination into Waze, which is Bewley Estate and Motor Museum. Quite intimidating having that massive thing stuck on the back.
Yeah, you just got to plan everything, plan all your pulling out manoeuvres. Clear my way, I think. I can't see past this thing. Yeah, it's still clear.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. The sensation of towing, but with no engine noise.
I know, and actually,
it's really weird.
I tell you what, straight away, the car feels different because of the weight on the back. And I know that's a stupid thing to say because that's 1.6 tons we've got on the back. But straight away, there's a lot of weight there.
You just feel, it's just weird.
A lot.
The sensation of having a trailer, you just feel it like kicking you all the time.
I've used 1% already.
Just pulling away.
So yesterday we used 32% of the battery. Let's see how we get on. Now, while we're on our way, I want to give a massive shout out to Dean and Nigel from Chichester Caravans and the lovely girls who've been making us tea and coffee and looking after us for the last couple of days. They are, it's a really, if you want a touring caravan, they do statics as well. They've got a mega selection in stock. They've got a really cool shop with everything from barbecues to awnings to that blue stuff you need to put in the loo when you kind of that horrible stuff. But yeah, no, so I'll put all their details in the description below. But for now, we've got this roadworks, and yesterday it took me ages to get through here. So we'll join you back in a moment when we're back on the motorway. I just realised actually, I've pulled in here and you forget there's 26 foot on the caravan.
Yeah, we're off the roundabout, but the caravan's still on the roundabout.
Oh, wow. So there weren't any roadworks.
Well,
there were, but we got through them really, really easily. So we're just about to join the A27, and I just thought...
No launches, no launch controls.
No, so one of the biggest requests I've had so far is, can you do a 0 to 60 test with the caravan? And the simple answer to that is no, because I honestly think it would rip the front of the caravan
off. Rip the tow bar out, yeah.
Or rip the tow bar off. It's just too much.
Yeah, or you might rip the chassis out from underneath the caravan.
Mate, honestly,
leave the top on the road.
Bad. But instant impressions is, I mean, it's an obvious statement. You can feel the weight, even as a passenger. I'm sure you can feel the weight. Yeah. But there's so much torque in this car. 1,100 newton meters of torque this car's got.
Yeah, it doesn't struggle to get going. But when you're going, you can feel it kind of nodding.
And then once we go, yeah, it nods a little bit. But in terms of accelerating away, actually it's fine. Although I am pretty sure, and I'm going to make an early estimation here, we're definitely going to use more than 32% of the battery. I can just feel the power needed to get this thing trucking. So I'm going to address two issues here. I actually had someone say yesterday, I hope that you drove the car yesterday at 60 miles an hour to make it a fair test. I didn't. I drove it at 70 miles an hour because that's not how you don't drive a road car when you haven't got anything fixed on the back.
Yeah, fair.
I drove it like I would normally drive it.
Yeah.
And then the second comment is, I didn't carry 120 kilos of ballast to make up for you being here.
120 kilos? Cheeky!
No.
It's more like about 115, but you're not far away.
We did actually, because I really wanted Rick to come along because we all have a good bit of banter while we're here, but we did say, bear in mind you are Rick the Spud, all the social details below, he did say, I can lend you some spuds to put in the boot.
Yeah, that's what I said the other day.
But we kind of didn't.
Put some potatoes in the passenger seat.
So
it's my stunt double.
If you are being really scientific about it, yes, we're carrying a bit more weight in the car because we've got two humans instead of one. We've still got the same two dogs in the back, but one of them's 6.5 kilos, the other one's 8, so they're not going to make a massive difference. They were here yesterday. So that there will be a little bit of difference, but honestly, when this car is 2.6 tons and the trailer is 1.6 tons, I don't think having 90 or 100 kilos.
But like we've said, once you're up to speed, it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever.
So that's the thing. And then what I am going to do is, you can't legally go more than 60 miles an hour with a trailer anyway, although you see people doing that quite a lot. So I'm going to limit myself to 60 miles an hour. And interestingly, we've set the maximum to 60 miles an hour here, and even though we're in a 70 limit, my head-up display is telling me I can't do more than 60 miles an hour.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is quite cool. The next thing is just to sit on the A27. We've used 4% of the battery already. We've been going for like 5 minutes. So let's keep cracking, and we'll report back very shortly. But it's just a shame that the weather today is so utterly dire. Mate, we're at the New Forest.
We are. It's a bit more concentrated down these narrow roads.
It is, mate. So the difference between driving one of these on a dual carriageway is quite easy, really.
Yeah, you've got big wide lane.
Driving one of these down that little narrow road really isn't. But yeah, we're only 3 miles away. Well, I'm not going to give too much away.
I can't believe the range has gone up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. Best laid plans of mice and men and all that. That's the car park I went in yesterday, and it's shut. So we're now at Bewley, but I thought I'd just walk down the length of the car just to show you the scale, really. These two cars do go brilliantly together. It's like they were spec'd together. Even the alloys are very similar. Look, there's the alloys of the iX, and then we wander down the Challenger. It's a little bit dirty, sorry, Chichester Caravans. And look, the alloys are so similar. But I think for me, the thing that the standout is it's just the length. It is such a long thing, 26 feet. It makes the whole combination of the vehicle just huge, absolutely huge. Question is, how do we get on from a range point of view? Now, I'm not going to tell you how much battery percentage we've used. I'm going to save that till the end. It's a very unsubtle attempt to get you to watch till the end of the video. But in terms of efficiency, yesterday we were running at 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. Today, 1.4 miles per kilowatt hour. And the reason for that, I think, is twofold. First things first, there's a weight element, but actually on the motorway at 60 miles an hour, there's so much drag, aerodynamic drag, that is not helping at all. And that's normally the weak point for electric cars. You know, sitting on a motorway at 60 or 70 miles an hour is terrible for efficiency. The problem this has got when you come off of the motorway and you come onto the shorter roads, firstly it's very wide and very scary, but then it's the weight. You can feel every time you accelerate, and I guess you get a bit of a benefit from regenerative braking. But yeah, it's doing terrible things to the range, but I can't wait to see what happens when we get back home to Chichester Caravans. But let's jump back in the car and head off again. So yesterday, mate, as I keep saying, the views around here were just amazing, but this bit of road,
I have to use my
notice
imagination.
it says they're 6'6" wide, except for access. This is 8 foot wide. Is this bit of road I drove, oh man, 4 or 5 years ago. I came down to Simply Aston Martin in a DB11, and we did some chase footage down here with a DB11 and a V12 Vantage S.
Oh, mega.
It was wicked.
And today you're with a caravan.
And I'm with a caravan, and it's not
In the
really the kind of weather you want, really. It's pretty foul, to be fair, but it's a great bit of road. Unfortunately, it's a 40, which doesn't really affect us today because we're in a caravan.
But in the Aston Martin, you're doing 40-ish.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, though, when you are in one of these and you're towing, and you know, you do end up coming down roads like this. So I thought it was quite a good test. Right then, I don't know whether this is a good idea or not. We're coming off the service, off into the services at Roundham's, just to demonstrate a point. We're going to come into the car park where the chargers are. That is a massive pothole. Because the chargers are literally in the car park. I saw them yesterday. So I think you have to go out here into the car park, which hopefully isn't going to be too scary in here. Like this. And then the chargers are over there somewhere. See if we can find them, shall we? Here's a problem. There's only one car charger here at Roundham Services. There's a car in it already. But if I did need to charge the car, I'm not going to be able to do that with a caravan coupled to the back. I'm going to have to unhitch the caravan, leave it in a car park somewhere, hope someone doesn't nick it, come in, back in there because the charge port's at the back of the car, charge my vehicle for, I don't know, half hour, 40 minutes, and then hitch the caravan back up and be on my way. Yeah, like that's going to happen. Nightmare. Road trip snacks. The weather's horrible. Now, getting out of the car park from where that charger was a bit emotional.
A bit emotional. We only had one lady shouting at us.
Oh man. Yeah, that. Honestly, I think that's a really big problem.
And to be fair, like that woman said, one woman was actually trying to be helpful. She said, haven't they got charging bays in where the coaches are? And you're like, no. That's why we tried to come in here with the caravan.
The other emotional bit, mate, is I've now got to reverse. Luckily,
like the start of some cinema thing.
Luckily, I'm awesome at reversing trails.
Crunch.
Hey?
Crunch. You've jinxed it now, mate.
I know, it's just I can't actually see anything behind me.
Do you need a banksman? Do
Hey?
do you need a banksman? Do you want me to get out?
I'll just do that one. Oh, look at that! So you can't actually see just how awesome that reversing was on camera, sadly. But it was awesome. One of my few skills in life is I'm pretty good at reversing a trailer. Wait, we're nearly there, mate. We're nearly there.
Oh, nice.
Some use you've been.
Are we there yet?
So we are about 5 miles away, and we're coming up to the first big roundabout where we've got to kind of turn back on ourselves. But I'm going to wait till the very end to tell you what the percentage of battery that we've got left is and what the range, the predicted range is, because it's shocking. It's really bad. It's way worse than I thought it was going to be. But these things, it does stop. I mean, it's obviously a brake trail. I'm going to carry on going there. I mean, so the brakes actually are very good. But yeah, when you are going around something as big as this roundabout, you just have to be so aware of everything. I'm getting used to it now. I've got 5 miles to go and we're getting used to it. Yeah, stop.
Yeah, wait there, mate.
Massive big load coming through. Come on. Here we go. Oh boy. We are nearly back. In fact, we are back. Let's come in here and try not to rip the back off of that Golf.
Cool Civic though. Oh.
That's very cool Civic. Who's that, I wonder? So, are we ready? Oh, honestly. Woo. Here we go. So, let me just stop, put it in gear, turn the brake on. So yesterday, yes, let me recap yesterday's figures. Yesterday, we started at 95%.
Yeah.
We finished at 63%. 32% of battery used. Right?
Yeah.
Today, we started at 95, so the same. We finished with 31% of the battery. We've used 64% of the battery. And the really amazing thing is our projected range this morning when we left was like 280 miles. Mm-hmm. And now it's saying I've only got 59 miles left. And the actual journey, let's have a look at the journey stats. So we've done 96.7 miles and we've averaged 1.4 miles per kilowatt hour. That's half of what we were doing yesterday. So the scary thing for me is, I mean, I think it's been a really interesting range test, but this vehicle's meant to do like 300 miles or so on a full charge, and you know, on its own it'll probably easily do 280. Yeah. Today we've done 96 miles and it's saying we've only got another 60 left. That's like half. Yeah. And I know that's not a massively scientific test, but
no, really it's interesting. And I think the main thing that you flagged up is that the moment you're turning a caravan, realistically we haven't gone that far.
No.
And if we'd gone much further, we'd have to charge.
Yeah, mate.
Which would then flag up the problem we had in the services, is that there's only a handful of chargers, and they're all right by the door of where you go into the services. Yeah. So you'd have to drop your caravan off. Yeah. Have somebody to wait with it while you went and charged. But you couldn't. You both have to wait. Or whoever's charging the car obviously doesn't have to wait with it because they can lock that up. But you probably wouldn't want to leave the caravan on its own. And
you might say, okay, well, it was a very big caravan, but you could tow a smaller caravan with a smaller car, but the smaller car's like, this has got a massive battery pack. So I'd like to have a smaller battery pack, less range. So either way, towing a caravan with an electric car doesn't do great things to your range. I think that's the conclusion.
Yeah.
And a great place to end this video. Now, massive thanks to Rick for helping me out today. I'll put the details of his channel in the description below. Hit him up. Give him a follow.
Petrol
and give
Ped
him a
approved.
Subscribe,
Rick
please.
Spud, go and check out.
Massive thank you to all the guys at Chichester Caravans. We could not have made this video without them. They've been absolutely awesome. And a huge thanks to BMW UK as well for the loan of the iX. Please let me know in the comments below, are you a caravanist? And if so, what do you think you're going to be doing? I think probably with just all the big 3.5 ton towing diesel SUVs be bought up and they'll just be run till the end of time. Because honestly, I don't think, at the moment anyway, towing a caravan or any big trailer in an EV is an option.
No.
Oh, it's a painful one.
Yeah, it's a very painful one, especially for long distances, yeah, definitely.
To be honest, I thought that might be the case. I didn't think it'd be that bad.
I genuinely, I didn't think it'd be that bad.
It's twice the consumption. Anyway,
yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you in the next film, guys. You take care. Drive safe.